There's a sound that, if you listen to enough YouTube lectures late at night, becomes instantly recognizable. It is a gravelly, rasping, British chuckle. It's the sound of a man who is constantly on the verge of laughing, even when he is talking about death or God or the end of the world. That man, of course, is Alan Watts. And the reason he was always laughing, the reason there was always that twinkle in his voice, is because he got the joke. He saw something that most of us, in our stressed out, deadline-driven, bill-paying lives, completely miss. He called it the cosmic joke. It's the idea that this whole drama, your life, your problems, your identity, the history of the world is not a serious ordeal. It is a game of hide and seek. It is the universe pretending, just for a little while, that it is you. Now, usually, when people talk about Alan Watts, they talk about Zen Buddhism or Taoism. They talk about Eastern philosophy. But today, I want to do something different. I want to look at this cosmic joke through a different lens. I want to look at it through the eyes of the ancient Egyptian master, Hermes Trismegistus. Because when you layer the wisdom of Hermes over the wit of Alan Watts, you realize they were trying to tell us the exact same thing, and understanding this might just be the only thing that can save you from the heaviness of modern life. Let's start with the setup of the joke. Alan Watts used to tell a story. He said, "Imagine you could dream any dream you wanted to dream. And in this dream, you could control time. You could dream 75 years of time in a single 8-hour nap. At first, you would dream of pure pleasure. You would have all the money, all the romance, all the power. You would be invincible. And it would be fun, for a while. But eventually, because you are human, you would get bored. Being in total control is boring. Predicting the ending is boring. So you would start to take risks. You would dream of a life where you weren't always the winner. You would dream of a life where there was a little bit of danger, a little bit of uncertainty. And finally, after you had lived every possible life, you would dream the dream of where you are right now. You would dream the dream of being you with all your specific problems and your specific limitations. And here is the kicker. You would dream that you don't know you are dreaming. That is the ultimate thrill. To get so lost in the character that you forget, you are the author. Watts said, "You are the universe experiencing itself." Now let's bring in Hermes. In the Hermetic tradition, the first principle is, the all is mind. The universe is a mental construction. It is a thought in the mind of God. But Hermes also introduces us to the archetype of the trickster. Hermes, or Mercury in Rome, was the messenger of the gods. But he wasn't a serious, stuffy angel. He was playful. He stole Apollo's cattle just for fun. He invented the lyre. He was the god of thieves, of magicians, and of boundaries. Hermes represents the fluidity of reality. He represents the ability to move between the worlds, between the above, the divine mind, and the below, the physical reality. And the secret that Hermes whispers to us is this: you are not just the puppet in the play. You are the mask that God is wearing. The word person comes from the Latin word persona. In the ancient world, a persona was a mask worn by an actor in a Greek theater. It had a megaphone built into the mouth so the voice could project. When you say, "I am a person," you are literally saying, "I am a mask." The tragedy of human life, the source of all our suffering, is that we have forgotten we are wearing the mask. We think the mask is our skin. We think the role we are playing, the accountant, the mother, the failure, the success, is the totality of who we are. We take the play seriously. And when you take a play too seriously, it stops being art and starts being torture. Think about a horror movie. If you are sitting in the theater and you know it's a movie, you can enjoy the fear. You can enjoy the adrenaline. You scream, and then you laugh. But if you truly believed 100% that the monster was real and was actually in the room with you, you would lose your mind. You would be traumatized. Most of us are traumatized by life because we have lost the distance of the audience. We have merged completely with the screen. Alan Watts looked at this and laughed. Not a cruel laugh. A compassionate laugh. The laugh of a father playing peek. A boo with a baby. The baby cries when the father's face disappears. The baby thinks the father is gone forever. Then the father moves his hands and says, "Peek!" A boo! And the baby laughs. The cosmic joke is the realization that you have been scaring yourself. You have been hiding from yourself. But why? Why would the universe do this? Why would God undergo this lobotomy to become a confused human being? Hermes gives us the answer through the principle of polarity. You cannot know light without darkness. You cannot know yourself without an other. If the universe remained as the all, pure, infinite, undifferentiated consciousness, it would be lonely, it would be static. Nothing would happen. There would be no stories, no surprises, no growth, no love. Because to love someone, there has to be a Simone to love. So, the one becomes the many. The all pretends to be the fragments. The Hermeticists say, the lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding. What they mean is that this reality is a kind of open secret. The clues are everywhere. Look at how much we love games. Look at how much we love sports and movies and novels. We are obsessed with creating artificial conflicts and then trying to resolve them. Why? Because that is the nature of our existence. We are fractal versions of the Creator, doing exactly what the Creator does, creating problems just to see if we can solve them. When Alan Watts talked about the game of black and white, he was talking about polarity. He said you can't have the crest of a wave without the trough. You can't have the good guy without the bad guy. If you get rid of the devil, God vanishes too. They hold each other up. So, the cosmic joke is the realization that the things you are fighting against, the bad parts of your life, the enemies, the struggles, are actually your dance partners. They are necessary for the game to exist. If you understand this, really understand it, the way you live your life shifts completely. You stop being the victim, and you become the player. When a player is playing a video game and encounters a giant boss monster, they don't cry. They don't say, "Why is this happening to me? This is so unfair." They lean forward. They focus. They say, "Okay, this is a challenge. Let's see what I can do." They might lose. They might die in the game, but they are having fun. The victim thinks the universe is doing something to them, the Hermeticist, and the student of Watts knows the universe is doing something as them. This brings us to the most dangerous part of this philosophy. People often ask, if it's all just a game, if it's all a joke, does that mean nothing matters? Should I just give up? Should I just sit on the couch and do nothing? Alan Watts had a beautiful answer for this. He said that realizing life is a play doesn't mean you stop acting. It means you become a better actor. Think about the best actors you know. They are the ones who are totally present in the scene. They are crying real tears. They are feeling real rage. But somewhere, deep down, there is a tiny spark of awareness that knows it is a performance. That spark allows them to be free. It allows them to take risks. If you know life is a simulation, as Hermes taught, or a dream, as Watts taught, you stop being so terrified of making mistakes. Who cares if you look foolish? It's just a scene. Who cares if you fail? It's just a plot twist. You gain a quality that the ancients called sprezzatura, a studied carelessness, a light touch. You start to walk through life with a bit of a swagger. You treat your business like a game of Monopoly. You play hard, you try to win, but you don't have a heart attack when you land on go to jail. You know the board can be folded up at any time. This is the eyes of Hermes. It is the ability to see the physical world for what it is, a temporary magical mental construct, while still respecting the rules of the construct. Hermes doesn't leave the world, he masters it. He moves through it. So how do we apply the cosmic joke to our Tuesday morning anxiety? Next time you are stressed out, maybe you're late for a meeting, or you're worried about money, I want you to try to zoom out. Imagine, just for a second, that you are the infinite consciousness that decided to play the level called human stress. Imagine that you chose this constraint just to see what it felt like. Ask yourself, if this were a movie, and I were the main character, how would I handle this scene? Would the hero curl up in a ball and whine? Or would the hero laugh, dust themselves off, and come up with a crazy plan? When you laugh at your problem, you break its spell. Laughter is a banishing ritual. Why do you think the devil is often depicted as being unable to stand mockery? In folklore, you defeat the devil by laughing at him. Seriousness is the tool of the ego. The ego wants everything to be heavy, significant, and dramatic. The ego loves to be offended. The ego loves to be right. The spirit loves to play. Alan Watts famously said, "Man suffers only because he takes seriously what the gods made for fun." That is the summary of the whole thing. We are walking around with furrows in our brows, carrying the weight of the galaxy, trying to fix the world, trying to fix ourselves. And all the while, the universe is whispering, "Relax, It's just a ride. It doesn't mean there isn't pain. If you pinch yourself, it hurts. If you lose someone you love, you grieve. The game has high stakes. That's what makes it immersive. But there is a difference between pain and suffering. Pain is physical. Suffering is mental. Suffering is the story we tell ourselves about the pain. Suffering is saying, this shouldn't be happening. The cosmic joke tells us it is happening. And it's happening because you wanted to experience the full spectrum of existence. So look in the mirror today. Look at that face. Look at the lines, the imperfections, the worry in the eyes, and try to see the actor behind the mask. Try to see the ancient, eternal spark that is looking out through those eyes, pretending to be John or Sarah or whoever you are. Give that person in the mirror a wink. You are in on the secret now. You have the cheat codes. You don't have to stop playing the game. But for God's sake, stop playing it as if you are being punished. Start playing it like you designed it, because if Hermes and Alan Watts are right, you did. The punchline of the joke is simply this: you were looking for God everywhere, but he was the one doing the looking. And once you get that, well, there's nothing left to do but laugh.